This is what racism looks like when it's dressed up in the language of rights, religion, and freedom. And it's thriving. A woman in Minnesota chased and screamed racial slurs at a 5-year-old black child in a public park. The story went viral, and she's now raised over $500,000. Her supporters call her a victim of cancel culture. They say she's being punished for just a word. They claim this is about the First Amendment. So, the First Amendment is often misunderstood or misused. People treat it like a blank check to say or do anything, but that's not what it is. It protects you from government censorship, not from public backlash. It doesn't shield you from the consequences of your own actions. And it's really important to note that Shiloh Hendricks hasn't even been arrested. No one has thrown her in jail for what she said, and that is because hate speech alone is protected under the First Amendment, unless it crosses into a true threat or a targeted harassment. That doesn't make it right, it just means the law allows it. Whether Shiloh Hendricks' actions meet the legal definition of harassment or true threat is still an open question, but under the First Amendment, her rights haven't been violated. Public opinion, however, has condemned her, and rightly so. We should not maintain a society that ignores racism. People have called her actions exactly what they are, vile, and the backlash she has faced reflects that. That is what accountability looks like. I'd like to note that she deserves condemnation and consequences, but not harm. We can reject hate without being hateful. Others, however, are defending her through donations on her Give, Send, Go, a website that calls itself the #1 free Christian fundraising platform. In her fundraiser, Shiloh leaves out the most critical facts: the racial slurs, the child's age, the full context. She presents herself only as a mother under attack. Initially, donor comments were public, but after a wave of racist and derogatory messages, Give, Send, Go disabled the comments section. Now the public can't see what the donors were saying, and people unfamiliar with the full story only see her version. So what does it mean when a Christian site becomes the place people go to defend racial slurs, and that site intentionally chooses to hide what those donors are actually supporting? It doesn't mean they are protecting people from harm or standing up for Christian values. It means they are protecting a narrative, one that paints Shiloh as a victim, because without that, the racism is loud and clear. Nothing Shiloh Hendricks did reflects Christianity, and supporting her actions doesn't either. If you've ever wondered how racism survives in public life, this is how: by being visible enough to rally support and hidden enough to avoid shame. The First Amendment is a cornerstone of our democracy.